Welcome back for part two. I don't know what was going on between StreamYard, YouTube, and then it started echoing. Like, what is going on here? It didn't make no kind of sense. So we just gonna finish off where we left off because I want to talk about something else. But it wasn't working out right, okay? And StreamYard charge you all this money to have all these issues. Just don't make no sense. Okay, so here we go. So she was also disqualified after Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith abandoned two federal prosecutions against the incoming president, and as sentencing in a separate hush money case in New York is indefinitely on hold as a result of Trump becoming president again. A grand jury in Atlanta indicted Trump and 18 others in August 2023, using the state's anti racketeering law to accuse them of participating in a wide ranging scheme to illegally try to overturn the 2020 election. The alleged scheme included Trump's call to Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, urging him to help find enough votes to beat Biden. Four people pleaded guilty. Trump told Fox News Digital that the case should not be allowed to go any further. The president elect added everybody should receive an apology, including those wonderful patriots who've been caught up in this for years. Steve Sato, Trump's lead attorney in Georgia, said the ruling was well reasoned and just. He said the appeal courts highlighted that Willis' misconduct created an odor of mediocrity and it appears an impropriety that could only be cured by the disqualification of her and her entire office. This decision puts an end to politically motivated prosecution of the next president of the United States. The allegations that Willis had improperly benefited from her romance to Wade resulted in a tumultuous couple of months in the case, as intimate details of Willis and Wade's personal lives were aired in court in mid February. A defendant's motion alleged that Willis and Wade were involved in inappropriate romantic relationship and that Willis paid Wade large sums for his work and then benefited that he paid for lavish vacations. Willis and Wade acknowledged the relationship but said they didn't begin dating until spring 2022. Wade was hired in November 2021 and their romance ended in the summer of 2022, and that was a lie. They also testified, hey, therapy. They also testified that they split travel and other costs evenly, with Willis often paying expenses or reimbursing Wade in cash. Where'd she get all this cash from? From the selling and stealing of Young Thug Richie Millie watch that was 500,000. Speaking at a okay, I'm not gonna get into that. I played her speaking at the church. So here are some of her setbacks. Jury acquits two defendants, and this is the YSL RICO. They acquitted two. Defense orders criticized the prosecution's use of evidence, including social media posts and song lyrics. A judge stepped down from the case after the defense accused him of misconduct. Then Granville was removed from the case for the ex parte. And then they had Whittier. Oh shit. The trial, the YSL trial, was the longest running one in history in Georgia, and was bought by the DA. Jury selection took 10 months. Why would jury selection take 10 months? The state stopped court stepped in to grant Steele bond while he, and then they tried to arrest young Glanfield. Tried to arrest Judge Glanfield. Judge Glanfield tried to arrest young Thug attorney Robert Steele, who he helped also with Diddy. It was just awful. I'm gonna get rid of this because they don't need to be having this. I just talked about that. All right. Then, after she appealed the decision about her disqualification, she appealed it, and the Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr encouraged the state's top court to not take Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis' appeal, a ruling disqualifying her from criminally prosecuting. They rejected it. They weren't even going to take it. Lawfare has become too common, they said. Then, when they rejected, she appealed to the Georgia Supreme Court, hoping to revive her ability to prosecute Trump. Well, that didn't happen either. Not only that, okay, she had to pay Ashley Merchant. She only started winning with cash out. She had to pay Ashley Merchant 554,000 because of the um open records case. Then she had to pay Judicial Watch 21,500 because she wouldn't release the records. Judicial Watch announced today that Superior Court issued an order granting 21,578,000 for attorney fees and costs in an open records lawsuit for communications Willis had with special counsel Jack Smith and the White House and the House January 6th committee. The order followed a previous order finding that Willis was in default of the lawsuit. Judicial Watch filed lawsuit in March 2024, filed after Willis falsely denied having any records responsive to Judicial Watch requests for any communications with Jack Smith. After finding Willis in default, the court ordered a court hearing on December 20th, which resulted in the order. Willis being liable for fees and expenses that shall be paid within 2 weeks of the entry of this order. She was getting hit upside her head, L after L after L. That's why she ain't brought little baby up on the RICO charges. She don't want to be embarrassed again like she was with YSL, with those pitiful witches as prosecutors, Adrian Love and Simone Hill. Awful. I was embarrassed to be black. That's how bad they were. All right, let me make sure that's it. Then Merchant's law firm sued Willis for the same thing. The lawsuit alleged that Willis' office withheld documents related to a media monitoring company and employee non-disclosure agreement. Judge Rachel Cross ruled in favor of Merchant, finding that the district attorney's office failed to provide the requested documents in a timely manner. The Georgia Supreme Court upheld the ruling after she tried to appeal that. The judge said the records custodian did not make good faith effort to respond to Merchant because there was a Merchant rule there: do not do anything that she asked. The judge said the plaintiffs had demonstrated that the Open Records Act was not complied with. The judge said the plaintiffs could be awarded, and they were awarded $54,000, and she was forced to pay. Oh, I'm deleting so much out my phone. Thank you, God, to clear up some of this stuff. All right, let's get into these videos now so we can get, okay, here we go.
Superior Court of Fulton County Judge Robert McBurney ruled Willis's office violated Judicial Watch's open records request by verifying responsive documents.
Facts therapy, that's a fact. Let me drop the link again if you want to come up. That's a fact. They was. She's so damn corrupt, black boule bitch. So, yep, that's a fact.
Exempt from the request. Previously said none of these documents existed.
This is classic. Come on, StreamYard.
Because of some orders he's doing. We're going to get into it here. Please make sure y'all like the video on your way in. $218 in other related expenses. McBurney said because Willis did not provide a timely response to the court, she would have to hand over records of all communications with Smith and the January 6th committee to the group. Willis has denied any coordination with Smith. All right, shout out to the Washington Examiner.
And that's a lie because those documents came out and she had to pay. And they still voted for her, but she didn't really have anybody running against her either. I have to say that. I thought I had another one. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, I guess I don't. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, come on, StreamYard. Stop. Oh, shit, I ain't gonna keep doing that. Let me unsend that. That's tripping. Okay, here we go. This is
all right, what is
Trinquavius Nars hearing.
I told y'all we would come back if it happened.
You know what? I'm not doing that. That goes with something else. No, we're not playing that. Mm-mm. Nope, no, 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 no. We can delete that. No, that go to the YSL. When I do YSL again. Hold up, y'all.
Hi, everybody. We're back. We had to. All right. Disqualification of a public prosecutor for the appearance of impropriety is not an issue of first impression. The majority applied booming application of a properly stated rule of law to facts for which cert will not be granted.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, girl?
As former Chief Justice Nemes wrote, the court has emphasized a high standard for skip over that. The state's petition has really failed to meet that standard. Applying this background for cert together with Rule 40's non-exclusive example, cert should be the majority applied the Bloomingdale's continuum standard for disqualification based on an appearance of impropriety. Second, this rare, indeed unprecedented factual scenario is unlikely to reoccur. Legal basis to disqualify. Third, this remedy opinion, driven by complete apparent deference to the trial court's undisputed findings of impropriety, correctly applied the abuse of discretion standard of review. And finally, the dissent erred in restricting the abuse of discretion standard of review and by misconstruing the uncontested facts. The majority analysis and existing precedent to support its newly proposed bright line rule of absolute difference. So there's a lot of talk about Rule 40 that says that no new standard was created. The majority applied, did that correctly according to Trump. There was no basis. The phrase per se appears in this court's authority or district attorney. Instead, the majority faithfully applied Bloomingdale because the second guiding principle noted by divisions of the first was that the attorney post-person rule for prosecutors. Majority made clear that it was rare facts of this case. This is otherwise diluted from that Blooming.
That is AV to the 7 power. I love her how she break down the documents when she reads them. She is real good. She's not doing anything that I'm interested in right now.
Can I say something? Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I think that not anybody involved with Fani Willis and all them people were funneling money and they thought they had an easy case. And they didn't think, I think they're going to get caught up in the RICO. Because with the lawyer, like, why are you paying the dude that knocking you down and he married? Like, it was a whole lot going on. They thought they had a slam dunk.
They did.
And I'm like, when you going through a case like that, you better know that people are gonna go through your background too.
Exactly. Look at what I did with Letitia James. She did the same thing she accused Trump of.
Exactly.
And they about to tear that ass up.
Man, and that's why I'm an open book when I talk about my situation. I'm an open book. I'm like, I hope y'all open it up so it'll help my case. You get me?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That means
All
it's
right.
gonna light their ass up more. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because when you open up a case on somebody, they're gonna be looking at the whatever you're doing. They don't care who you are. You can be a district attorney, a judge, or whatever. They're gonna be on your ass about it. Like, why is this case going like this? And you know what I mean? When Fannie Willis popped up in that zip down in the
Mm-hmm.
front dress, it wasn't backward. It was just like I like it. That's
You ain't
back in
gonna
the
never
night.
forget that.
Man, what? I'm talking about,
Okay.
man, if Fannie
All
Willis
right.
hit
We
my
getting back.
deal.
Okay. We getting
Hey,
back
look.
off track. We going back.
Okay,
Uh.
okay.
More
Uh-uh.
losses for Fani. Here we go. Here we go.
So
What you
for
said?
This is
Uh-uh.
paralegal.
top of losses on top of losses on top of this. And today want to see some kind of justice, want to see some kind of justice in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and across the country, really. And if you want to see that, y'all, go ahead and hit the like button because we're going to deliver a little bit of that for you today. Now, as you can see in this tweet from Tamar Hollerman, and hopefully I'm pronouncing it, rejected an attempt from Fulton prosecutors to restore 6 counts that had been nixed from the
It's not me,
counts
y'all. I don't
that
know
the
if y'all
Fulton
can hear
County
me. Not me.
prosecutor in
It's
the,
not me.
and then these these accounts, the accused, they challenged these. They said wrong here. So Ms. Hollerman continues. They affirmed Fulton Judge Scott McAfee, who said the charges lacked a suitable legal defense for their clients.
Facts.
In other words, you're charging me with something, but I don't really know what the crime is that you're saying. How can I defend myself when I don't even see the crime here?
Facts.
More or less. We're going to get into the actual appeals court decision here shortly.
Well, we already talked about it, but we're not gonna let all that
Hey,
play.
but you know
But
what's
yeah,
crazy? You know
she was
what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this whole thing? They thought they had a slam dunk thing when they didn't think that people were gonna go back on their life. Like, you trying to lock me up. I'm finna go look into what you doing. That's automatic. You know what I mean? Hold on. You trying to lock
right.
me? Okay, let me see what you doing. And that's what, just because you're a district attorney or a lawyer,
And you were 100% right about that.
I looked up every lawyer that went at me in court and I found out everything. That's why I'm going back with civil and criminal lawsuits.
That's good.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
That's
Because a lot of
that's
people
good.
they get, no, I'm dead serious. Because a lot of people were like, you fighting
I know,
a
but we getting back on track now. We getting back on track
no,
now.
I'm
We gonna do
saying
truth
this
about
goes
finding
with
out.
that. This goes with that. They think that just because they are district attorneys or judges, you can't look up their past and look up what they're doing recently. That's what people get it twisted. It was just a district attorney somewhere, and her and her homegirl got locked up because they wouldn't leave a restaurant. I don't know if you saw that story. And she was like, I'm a district attorney. They're like, we don't give a fuck. They locked their ass up.
Oh, you talking about the white lady? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that goes to my point. These people actually were funneling money. Like, why would Fannie Willis give this dude that amount of money? Knowing he married, knowing that that's gonna come out. Like, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
doing
And
this,
then tried to cover it up.
you can't cover that up.
Yep.
If
I know,
you
but
go,
that's why she was,
this
that's
is
one
my
of the reasons why she.
this is why I was saying what I was saying. I'm like, you're gonna investigate whoever trying to lock you up. That's point blank. Especially on that type of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the way she came in there with that dress on, they like she
All
had it
right,
on.
now let me play this video. This one.
No, she didn't. She did that on purpose.
Steve Sadow
Okay, hold on.
suit and what Fannie was trying to do.
This is
behind the scenes.
classy.
But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to Steve Sadow. He actually was the one who was able to Fannie Willis to search for and provide releasable records to Jill Watch within business days. Excuse me. Records responsive to an August 2023 Georgia Open Records request, our act request for communications with special counsel's office and the January 6th committee. Judicial Watch stated that Fannie Willis's representation about not having records responsive to the request is likely false. Shocker. Judicial Watch referred to a December 5th, 2023 letter from the House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan to Willis that cites a December 2021 letter from Fannie Willis to the then White House, or to the then House January 6th Committee Chairman Bernie Thompson. In a letter, Willis in May of 2024 was served with the lawsuit in March of 2024 and had not filed an answer, which was due 30 days after service. Wow. So that was 60 days later. They recently issued default judgment statements. The court finds defendant Willis in her official capacity is in default and has been since April of 2024. Further, Willis never moved to open default to any basis, not even during the period when she could open default, and she never offered up a defense.
She never paid.
No, but she
Plaintiff
knew
is thus
what
entitled
was
to
up.
judgment by
She
default.
didn't want to. Telling you.
And they cite the
This is the lawsuit from
55A.
this is the lawsuit from Judicial Watch.
Do you not get she never intended on paying
This,
at
Watch
all?
actually gets to tell their story about
She
what
knew
happened.
what she was doing. This is what happened when you give somebody power. It don't have to be a man. It could be a man or a woman. When you give somebody power like that, they know what to do. You get me? They just know how to prolong it. And they know what they do to prolong it. She knew exactly what she was doing. Like,
Yes,
come on
she
now.
did. Yes, she did. I agree.
But you know what the problem was? She was getting knocked down during the trial. Knowing this man was married and knowing like that nigga got to deal all that money she gave him, she thought that they were gonna roll out with that money.
They probably split the money. They probably split the money.
Oh, look, check it
And he
out.
had never even tried a case like that.
Look, the thing is, they dumbass he wasn't even divorced yet when she was doing it. So now the wife is gonna get both of them. You get what I'm saying?
And then the wife submitted that, and then the wife submitted all them receipts against them to prove their
The wife
relationship.
don't even have to
And
say
she wouldn't.
nothing. Think
And
about
the
it.
wife, but because the wife divorced him, and she proved her case and got that money from him.
No, but look at this point, at the point, cause the contract wasn't even signed when he was getting divorced. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. It wasn't even signed at that point. It wasn't defined and recognized at that point that they were divorced. And she's gonna get both of them.
Because they wasn't divorced then. They wasn't divorced when the relationship started. They were
That's
divorced.
what I'm trying to tell you. Just saying you're gonna get divorced and what's on paper is two different things. You know what I mean? They
Yep.
knew what they were doing, and then the whole time they thought it was a slam dunk case, but they were doing worse than the case that they were trying. You know,
Yeah, they
now
were.
that case
Yep.
is
I'm
gonna
with
spill over. Hey, look, check this out. That case is gonna spill over into family court, and this gonna really get there. That's my point I'm trying to make because this man was married at the time they were doing
you. And
all
they got
this.
kids. Yep. And they
And it's
got
gonna
kids.
spill over
Okay.
into family court, and it's gonna get real nasty. You get me? That was my
Mm-hmm.
whole point of what I was saying. It's about to get
Okay.
real nasty. Get it? How
Mm-hmm.
nasty
Now, this is
it when Fannie Willis in family court with that dude? How nasty you think that go get?
it's gonna get ugly, and he gonna end up paying whatever they telling me to pay in child support. That's what that is.
Hey, look, but she's gonna have to pay too. She's not slithering her way out of that. It's nationally known that she did that. It ain't like
Yeah,
cause
I can
it
see
even
that.
if it, you know what I mean? Cause that's
Yeah,
third party. Cause that's third party interference. You get it? I keep
yeah, I
telling
get
people.
it. I get
I
it.
keep telling
All
people
right.
about that third party interference. People thinking that she's not gonna go to jail with that. She's done a lot of things that was Fannie Willis did a lot to not do nothing, if that makes sense.
It makes a whole lot of sense. Now let's get into this video. They said she could be
And we are
prosecuted.
back, and
That's
we are
getting.
back, y'all.
This
Thank you
is
for
hitting your
watching
point of
today.
her
Go
getting
ahead and hit that
prosecuted.
like button, y'all. Today we
Yeah,
are about to give you the
This is
land as it
paralegal.
relates to you
yeah.
know, we talking about your girl, Fanny or Fani, if you're Fani, and you know what it began with? It began with Trump saying Biden pardoned a bunch of people who came after Trump. Looking at an image here on your, I don't know who all these people are.
Now on this part, Biden pardoned everybody, every criminal with an auto pen, all the niggers, the black boule, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, Fani Willis, all the black folk. He didn't give them nan pardon. They should have felt stupid. He didn't pardon nan black
So
nigger.
when he pardoned his son, which is illegal because they were dealing with Russia. And then they got caught with the cocaine and the White House pure. I'm
Right.
like, he pardoned that, but I'm not surprised
Right.
at that.
But my point is, he didn't pardon none of the niggers who was doing the dirty work for the Biden Harris administration to
Now I
bring
know
down.
he didn't, but what Biden did was open up the border. While y'all was focused on the border,
We
he was
ain't talking
part.
about the border. We ain't talking about that.
No, no, it
Stay
goes
on
with.
topic.
No, I'm on topic.
Okay.
It when he
Okay.
opened up the border, it threw attention off what he was really doing, pardoning his son and not pardoning other people. That's
Right.
my
He
point.
didn't pardon nan niggers. He ain't pardon nan niggers. But here, this is my.
This is Dick Cheney's daughter. This is Cheney. He even pardoned Fauci. But you know who he did not pardon?
Damn.
Where she went after Trump. She went after President Trump. And people will say she did it at the Biden, but she did not get the presidential pardon protection.
Right.
Now, what is the evidence?
That's what I was saying.
But I was saying the same thing. You thought I was off topic. I was on topic like a motherfucker. I'm telling you,
Let's say support
he didn't pardon
Biden.
certain
Let's take a
people.
look at judicial watch, see what they have to solve. This order lays out Willis
Wait.
high records about the Pelosi. He has to give us this money within 2 weeks. And obviously, we don't gladly take the judge ruling that Fani Willis did not properly respond to his open records request and having to pay almost $22,000 to Judicial Watch. Their money at issue here. I think there should be an investigation of what went on in this records case as part of the investigation of her illicit, in my view, targeted Trump that I've been talking about. That should be subject to federal and state criminal investigation potentially for the violations of civil rights under color of law. So there you have it. So there you have it, right? You have judicial one finding that. You have the fact we can imagine that Trump's going to, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility that Fani can coming up. She didn't get a pardon, doing what some people would say is Biden's get a pardon. And now, if you take a look at this Atlanta Journal-Constitution article, which I did not read because they make you pay for it. Y'all need to drop a super chat if y'all want.
And that's my whole point. No part, no nothing.
But
And it
this
ain't
is,
over.
hey, you
They just
remember when I was always saying it's laws that they never eradicated. So it's laws that they would bring up now that you would like, damn, that was in the 1800s. But they can bring that shit back up right now. You know what I mean?
Right, if it's in the Constitution.
So that was my point. Like, man, I'm not surprised at nothing. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I'm not surprised at none of these people are doing. I'm not surprised because it's a law where you can walk naked in Utah with a horse around a certain time. Like, it's crazy laws that they never got rid of. Like when they had that black dude with the rope around his neck in Galveston a couple of years ago when they was on the horse. That's still legal. You remember that?
I do.
You know,
All right.
you know why they didn't get in trouble about it? Because that law still exists.
Right, because
That's
it's
my
still on the books. Yeah. All
So
right. Let's
that's
get
my
into
point of like it's laws that, that they never got rid of that's still there. They can go dig up anything,
Out takes a
Oh,
minimal amount of effort.
right?
A little
right.
flick of the
This
finger,
is the one did
and
finally
of course,
confess to
it helps
conclude.
you because it helps us keep bringing you.
Okay,
Is
I'm
the
finna
fact
go.
Fani
I'm finna go refill real quick. I'm listening.
with the J6 committee, and if she did, what would that mean? Is that
Go
put
ahead. Go ahead.
by the Georgia Senate? She's under investigation for potential misappropriation of funds and related to that for paying her boyfriend, her boyfriend. But also remember, Judicial Watch is trying to get their hands on paperwork related to Fani Willis press collusion. What would be the consequences? Well, let's take a look at what
Prosecution.
the fact says about this claim. A Georgia appeals court in December disqualified Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from prosecuting an election interference case against President Donald Trump because of a romantic relationship with a special prosecutor she had hired. Now, some social media users are misleadingly saying Willis admitted she was guilty of a separate charge. All right, this is what the headline says. Breaking. Fani Willis has just confessed to collusion with J6 committee. Apparently, this was found on Instagram. Attack, end quote. I put that quote there myself because some people feel it was an
I'll be right back. Let me let this play.
Attack on the U.S. Capitol. The post included a screenshot of Trump's 2024 Truth Social post that read, Fani falls apart. I think I'm going to make that the title on the thumbnail. This post was flagged as part of Meta's efforts to combat false news and misinformation on its news feed. Committee. During a February 15th, 2024 court hearing that would determine whether she would remain on Georgia's election interference case against Trump. Her role in the prosecution came under scrutiny because of her romantic relationship with Nathan Wade, a special prosecutor Willis had hired and who had withdrawn from the election interference case. Now, this PolitiFact does not make it clear that he was forced to withdraw, but maybe they'll get to that in a sec. In the nearly 14-minute video posted on Trump's account, Willis didn't admit to colluding with the January 6th committee. The claim appears to originate from Judicial Watch. Oh, wow, that's who we just talked about. A conservative group that sued Willis for not disclosing correspondence.
Hey, do you not understand? She should not have been on that case at all. Do you get it? Like, I don't know if you're not understanding where I'm coming from. She should not have been on that case.
She shouldn't have been on the case. She wasn't qualified to be on that case.
And then her first thing was saying she was trying to lock up.
This is what they do. They use what they did was they used the black folks, the gatekeepers, to prosecute them to hide their hand. And then he didn't pardon. That nigga got a pardon.
Those are not black people. Those are niggas. Black people don't act like that. Because black people would never have, because black people know how niggas act. It's a difference between niggas and black people. And then as soon as you give a nigga money, that's how they act. A nigga or nigga of any color. You give them money, that's how they act. They will turn their back on their own race and you and anybody in their way. Are you understanding that? You know what I mean?
With that.
they have no
All right.
moral. And then, like, when they surround themselves around people that think like that of any race, because there are niggas and niggas of all colors and races, when they think the same and they do things like this, they all get along with that degeneracy of they just doing degenerate shit. And they all get along with it, knowing that it's affecting a situation. They don't care. They just care about them.
I agree. I
Because you see what it is.
wholeheartedly agree.
And then,
Okay.
but the thing is, it always comes back. Karma is a
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker. You know what I mean? Karma always gets you if you doing what you know what I mean? Even if you don't believe in karma, the way you treat something
Right. This
comes
is a
back to
video.
you.
I do believe in karma, and she catching it now. She had L after L after L after L until cash out. This is her begging for money.
And we are back, and we
This
are
is
back.
quick.
Helps us out talking about her threatening to sue her own government, her own county commissioners. And you are going to see here shortly, you're going to see Fani say this in her own words. This is not just, I'm ready to sue these people. So take a look at the report, and then we're going to get into Fani
What is she
basically
suing
going in
for?
on her own commission. And
These people are delusional.
begging.
She sold her soul and she getting karma.
Just as a
You're
reminder,
not getting nothing.
Fulton County District Attorney in December of 2024 to find her district attorney office. Now, y'all, keep this in mind, okay? Here's those funds.
Right.
Many people have taken exception to paying her
Hey,
bonus.
she sold her
Right?
soul.
With the county.
He's not
Somewhere
what
around
is he
600 to
doing for?
800,000.
He's not gonna get
She
nothing.
paid to him and to his office for legal work in the Donald Trump prosecution. We all know this. We repeat this in every video, but for those of you who didn't know. So Fani's getting this money, and she's deciding
Hey,
how to
look,
use
I told you
some of it
she's
she
not
gives to her
gonna get no
boyfriend.
money. She's
Some
gonna
of it
get
she uses to
sued
prosecute Donald
back.
Trump in the case, a court case that's falling apart. Some of it she uses to prosecute YSL defendants in trials that don't even result in any significant verdicts from the jury. So now Fani's saying, look, county commission, you need to give me more money or I'm going to sue you. She also says people are going to die if they don't give her the money that she insists that they give her. Adequate funding to properly serve the citizens of this county, we have to explore legal.
Hey, I can say one thing about this. Everybody that was on that YSL trial can sue the state and her and win. The attorney that she was giving money, like everybody can sue them. Anybody that she was trying to convict. And then her dumb ass said straight off, that's why she got on that. She was like, I'm trying to lock Trump up. Trump ain't forgot about that. And then anybody that's on that case, Young Thug can go back and sue the shit out of the state of Georgia and get off his shit right now. Anybody that was involved in that case can get out of jail, even though they did. Some of them probably did the fuck shit they did. Stay their ass in there if they was on the
But
fuck.
you know what? He just won the case to get all his property back.
He's
He
not
just
done.
won that.
He's not done. I'm telling you, man, when that type of shit going on and it's a district attorney and they like on that type of time, man, you can sue the state, her, and everybody. You just sue everybody. Them niggas can damn near sue their way out of jail with her doing and acting like she acted. She's a flatbacker. She's a flatbacker. She's a thought. And it's known right now. Come on now. Let's just call it for what it is. You can't give a thought money in position of power. This is a prime example of that. You give a thought money and power, that's how they act. It don't matter what color they are, but the black ones always do the most. I ain't saying other races don't do the most, but it's something about black women when they are thought and they get power and money, they attack black people, especially black men. Now, karma is a motherfucker. Karma, people don't believe in karma. That's why I don't treat people a certain way. I'm like, man,
karma is real.
Yeah, it might take a while, but that karma gonna hit you.
It is. I'm gonna play this other video. We got 2 more videos because I gotta get up. Let me play this one.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm chilling with you. Do what you do.
Whether we want to live in the greatest country in the world or the worst. To live in the greatest country in the world or the worst. We have to decide, are we backwards? And let me say something to you. Is drive that big Benz and live in.
She's so ignorant. Listen, if you want to drive a big Benz, bitch, that is so crazy.
And send your children to private school and have a nice, comfortable life. You're not going to be part of it. Not understanding that there's a target on my back.
Girl, bye.
Are we going to be part of the tribe of the con man? Or are we going to be part of those that move this country forward in spite of? We have a new defendant in the White House. We don't care. That's the truth. With their very first days in office, is attack humanity.
Wow.
I mean, I wonder if some of y'all are even paying attention to what's going on in the world right now.
Wow, lies.
In just a decision been attacked. Do y'all understand?
That is a lie, bitch. That is a lie. The 14th Amendment was made for us. For the birthright citizenship.
Man,
was only
do
made
you
for
not understand the lie that these tethers are trying to push? Everybody in the world knows that white people are illegal immigrants too.
Fact.
But they don't talk about that. White people are illegal immigrants. They just came over here with guns when we had knives. We brought a knife to a gunfight. Basically, it was no white people literally in America. You get
I
it?
agree. I agree.
So when these tethers come up here with that bullshit, I'm like, y'all stay over there in y'all country and be militant and then see how that works. Don't come over to America and then talk down. Go home and do that. If you have that same kind of energy at your homeland, I'll respect you. But don't come over here talking down on America and then you not in the land, your homeland, where you ran
Right.
from, your great grandparents ran from. Your great grandparents were illegal immigrants. And then you goddamn talking about this our country. No, it ain't. Take your ass back home. That irritates
I
me.
agree.
And then you gonna fly your flag over here. Motherfucker, fly your flag where you from. You in America.
Facts. Facts.
You
I
don't
agree
you don't
100%.
do you ever see Americans flying an American flag in their countries?
You
You
better
don't e-
not do it because you going to jail if you live.
So why the hell they think they can see? And then they got the nerve to fly the American flag upside down along with a Mexican flag or whatever flag, Israeli, the Jews. Like people, this is what irritates me about people. Oh, you can't say nothing bad about the Jews. Man, fuck that. Y'all, them
Okay, but this
motherfuckers.
my channel, and
Oh,
we
okay,
not
okay,
gonna say
okay,
nothing
okay,
about
okay.
that.
I ain't gonna say nothing about it. But I'm saying they can say nigga all day. That's the point. You know? I don't get it. You can say nigga all day, but when you talk about them,
Well, we
you
not
see how
talking
you
about them.
react.
We talking about Fani.
Fani is the problem. She's a real problem. That's what's been going on. Those are the type of people that be against black people and they district attorneys. That's a dangerous situation. You could be going in there for something light, and just because they pissed off one day, they'll mess with you. And you know when you walk in court, if it's a black woman or a woman, period, sitting up there, you like, damn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Fani Willis is the epitome of why I say you can't get these motherfuckers that kind of power. A thought like that, black attitude with some power, look what happens, right?
Yep,
You
I
know it like
agree.
I know it. I know you might not want to say it, but I'm like, damn, look what
No, I agree.
now,
I agree with you. I can say I know how to talk. I can say what I want to say. I
now,
know how to
now
talk.
look,
I agree
now
with you.
look at, now look at all the cases she's prosecuted. They can come back and sue the state now and her.
Yeah, they can.
Think about that. And then they can get out of jail just because of her. You know what I mean? Don't you think that's gonna
All
happen?
right. All right.
Don't you
Like,
think
share,
that's gonna
subscribe,
happen if
y'all.
people are in jail because of her? Don't you think they're gonna come back and sue and get out?
They should. They should.
I would sue if I was in jail locked up because she was on my case and she a district attorney. Wouldn't you sue?
Yes. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm about to go to bed. All
Okay,
right.
well, get you
Have a
some
good
rest
night.
and
Thank
hey,
you,
look,
Terry.
as always, hey,
Thank
look, as
you.
always, thank you for having me on your show and get some rest, okay?
Thank you. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Okay. Bye.